Hey guys, what's going on? It's Justin here, pulling out of my driveway to go to the scrap yard. Got my Red Bull ready to go. Stayed out a little late last night with an old friend. Woke up feeling pretty good though. Wanted to discuss the iManifold and its reporting values. I got a few guys talking about it. I have not actually had a chance to punch all the information in and see what the report looks like. I plan on doing that today. But I wanted to talk about the value of it. I highly believe in the value of the iManifold reporting because it consolidates all the information that we should be taking on a maintenance or a service call while we're there anyways. I try to optimize the machine while I'm there, and I go through and pick apart everything because I don't want the next guy coming back after me saying, oh well, you know, this is wrong here and the last guy missed it, you should go with our company because that guy's an idiot. I don't want that to happen to me. So I invest a lot of my time, a lot of my effort into training and reading and, you know, following you guys on YouTube, so, you know, I can make myself the best technician possible. And I think the iManifold reporting is gonna not necessarily hone my skills, but give added value to the customer. And actually it makes me want to measure those things even more and plug the data in. I like to trend. I like to see, you know, histories of the machine and how it's doing, and maybe on a preventative maintenance I can show how, you know, cleaning these coils are actually going to increase the BTU output of the unit and increase the EER rating. So for me, that information's invaluable, and for the customer, I think it's a great way to show them why they should do business with you. Can you do all that without the iManifold? Absolutely. Let's say you have a crawl space or an attic application and you've got to probe everything, turn the machine on, walk back up to the attic to check your wet bulb, dry bulb, and then you've got to maybe make some airflow adjustments, come back down, come back up. With the iManifold and all of its probes coming out, you know, it's not out right now, but you're going to be able to plug up all those things and it'll automatically generate the report, plug in your electrical values, and boom, you've got a whole report quick. You can see everything wirelessly, go up, go down, go to your truck, fill out paperwork while you're still monitoring the system, maybe after a refrigerant charge, because you know you're supposed to wait 10 to 20 minutes, depending on system, to make sure that it equalizes with adding refrigerant. So why not do that? I'm in Tallahassee, Florida, man. It's like 95 degrees outside sometimes. 100 and 101, and humidity's unbearable, 80%. So I don't want to be in the attic. I don't want to be by the unit. I want to be in my truck filling out the paperwork and remotely monitoring it. So those are just my thoughts on it there. I will say that the reporting and trending, everyone may think, oh, well, you shouldn't take all those measurements. You know, why do static pressure tests every time you're there? Once you do it one time, you know what the static is on the system. And I say, well, yeah, but you don't know what has changed over the 6 months that you were there last. So to that person, I would say I had a scenario, customer of mine, we had 2 technicians go out there, tell her that she had a leak, needed to put refrigerant in it. It was freezing up. That's why it was freezing up, had a refrigerant leak. So what they did was scan it for leaks, could not find a leak with their electronic leak detector. So they added refrigerant to it, got a call back, I don't know how many days later, said it was frozen up again. Sent another technician out there. He says that there's a leak, adds more refrigerant to it, then adds dye to the system because the other guy couldn't find it with the electronic. So he comes back, says, you know what? I can't find the leak anywhere with the dye. I can't find it with the electronic. It's got to be a mystery leak. I love those mystery leaks, right? So, needless to say, they called back. It's not working again. And they spent good money, mind you. You know, hundreds of dollars on the diagnosis of everything, and still it wasn't working right. So, I get there, and I check superheat and subcoolant thermic gauges on it, right? Got to check for refrigerant leaks. I pull the history up on the machine. And lo and behold, I have like, I thawed out or whatever, it was frozen, and got no superheat, and got tons of subcooling. So I'm like, all right, what's going on? Why is this thing freezing up? It's got to be airflow, right? So the unit was installed in the garage, hanging suspended horizontally, and the ducts ran up through and in the attic. Well, the customer was moving furniture around. They had moved in the house, and they were moving furniture around, and actually laid the piece of like a bed frame, and it dropped on the return and crushed the return. So it starved for air. Now, 2 other people came there, three other times before me with 2 other people, and had someone hooked up the static pressure, they didn't know that. So you really need to do your due diligence. Will the iManifold do it for you? No, you've got to go up there and take your static. But my point is that you need to be as consistent and precise with all of your measurements in order to get a whole, you know, a picture of the system. And if a BTU report would have been done on that machine, it would not have been putting out the BTUs that it should have. The EER rating, I'd imagine, would be extremely low. And it's just another way to show the customer that, hey, you know, you got something going on here. We need to fix the airflow, obviously. So I ended up having to go over there and run a new return, and haven't heard back from them since. So compiling all that data and information, you know, on every single job, yeah, it's a little tedious and monotonous, but it lets you see the scope and the whole picture every single time. So those are my thoughts on it. I think it's a benefit to the customer, and it's definitely a benefit to the technician. It makes things a lot easier and a lot faster. I had another job where the iManifold would have been really helpful as well. Another one of these get called back on after another company had been there. So another company around my area came to this house, and it was in the winter, and it wasn't heating properly. So it was a ream, and it had a manual high pressure switch on the outdoor unit. They pressed the high pressure switch, get it running. It'd run for 5 to 7 minutes, and then it would shut down. So what the guy did was he said that you needed to put in an automatic switch. So when it tripped, it shut it off and leave it off for a little bit, and when head pressure went back down, it turned back on. So I went over there, plugged up all my probes to it. The pressures looked okay. The temperature split across the coil was decent. I checked my static pressure on it. Static pressure was high. So I was like, alright, I can't mess with the refrigerants, but the refrigerant charge, excuse me, had been messed with. So I told the customer I got to pull it out, weigh it in, and I got to fix her ducts. So me and another guy went over there, she spent a lot of money redoing a lot of her duct work. And I ended up putting in, weighed in the refrigerant, and got it all straightened out. And the daggone thing shut off on high head pressure again when I weighed it in. It ran a little bit longer, but it slowly crept up. And I'm like, all right, what in the heck is going on here? So after investigating the unit, the air handler was found to have 2 metering devices. The piston was left in it, and it had a TXV on it. So after pulling out the piston and checking it, it finally operated right. I didn't have to mess with the refrigerant charge anymore. And man, I'm at the scrapyard. This place is busy. But anyways, had I had the iManifold with the BTU reporting, it would have showed me the BTUs were not anywhere near within the range because it was metering it twice. But the crazy thing about it was the pressures were, I mean, in the beginning were okay. It was weird. So, I don't know. It was a little strange. I mean, that thing had me floored, thrown for a loop. I mean, it was just crazy. I knew something was going on. I knew it had to be something with the metering device. But I couldn't believe it was that. I mean, it was nuts. But that's just another way that the iManifold reporting app would have told me with the BTUs easily. I could have done all those measurements and calculated it out, but that would have took me more time than actually going in and looking at the system. So then I could have justified as well, hey, the repairs that I did, I mean, you were at this BTU output, now you're at this BTU output. Not only is the unit going to run less, you're going to save more money. So, and over time, that repair is going to pay for itself. Now, it may take a long time, but hey, at least it's doing something. The customer's happy, everyone's happy. She's got a BTU report, you know, a whole report stating what was wrong, how it was corrected. And it's nothing more than we've been doing all the time, man. We've been doing reporting and stuff like that a lot. Load calculation, same thing, man. You know, why do it? Let's like argue the argument of why do a load calculation? You know, let's just go with the old rule of thumbs, right? 400 square foot per ton. We're in there. Yeah. Do that. See how far they get you. Another one's beer can cold, man. Just charge it up till it's beer can cold. You're good to go. You know, my point is that we've progressed with technology. Why not take advantage of it? It's there. It makes life easy. It's better all around for the technician and the consumer. So, alright guys, I'm here at the scrapyard. There's my 2 cents. Hope you guys enjoy this short little vlog.